waitress knew us by name, knew we'd be there every Friday after midnight, same corner chair. She'd bring 2 coffees without asking what we'd want. We'd sit there talking till the early morning sun. You'd tell me about your week, I'd tell you about mine. We'd solve the world's problems given enough time. And coffee refills in those heavy ceramic cups. That place was ours when everything else shut down and up. Coffee at 2 a.m. when the world was fast asleep. Coffee at 2 a.m. just promises to keep between the two of us in whispers over steam and cream. Coffee at 2 a.m. That diner closed down years ago, it's a parking lot now. But I still miss those nights, I still think about how we'd sit across from each other in that vinyl booth and talk about forever like we knew the truth. Coffee at 2 a.m. when the world was fast asleep. Coffee at 2 a.m. just promises to keep between the two of us in whispers over steam and cream. Coffee at 2 a.m. I've had coffee in 1,000 places since those days, but nothing ever tastes quite the same way as those late night cups with you across from me, before life got complicated and busy. Coffee at 2 a.m. when the world was fast asleep. Coffee at 2 a.m. just promises to keep between the two of us in whispers over steam and cream. Yeah, coffee at 2 a.m. Coffee at 2 a.m. Someone put a quarter in around 1 a.m. and the jukebox started playing. I don't know who chose it then, but it was the same one that we always used to play when we'd sit there in that diner back in the day. You looked up from your coffee, caught my eye and smiled, like we were sharing something that nobody else could find. A memory wrapped in melody, 3 minutes long. The jukebox played our song. The jukebox played our song in that all-night cafe. the jukebox played our song. The jukebox played our song. You ordered cherry pie, even though it was late. Said you needed something sweet before we had to face the conversation we've been putting off for weeks, about how this was ending, though neither one could speak. You cut it with your fork, but didn't take a bite, just pushed it around your plate in the fluorescent light, while I drank my coffee cold and tried to find the words to make this easier, but nothing that I heard. Cherry pie and goodbye in a booth at 3:30. Cherry pie and goodbye, you and me, knowing that this was the last time we'd sit here this way. Cherry pie and goodbyes that day. The waitress brought the check, we split it like we always did, put our money on the table like two grown-up kids, then walked out to the parking lot and stood beside your car, said goodbye beneath the street light and the stars. Cherry pie and goodbye in a booth at 3:30. Cherry pie and goodbye, you and me, knowing that this was the last time we'd sit here this way. Cherry pie and goodbye that day. I can't eat cherry pie without thinking of that night, the way you looked sitting there under that light, trying to be brave, try not to cry. Cherry pie and goodbye. Cherry pie and goodbyes in a booth at 3:30. Cherry pie and goodbye, you and me, knowing that this was the last time we'd sit here this way. Yeah, cherry pie and goodbye. Cherry pie and goodbye. We always took the last booth by the window in the back, where we could see the parking lot and the highway past the track of railroad that ran through town, though trains had long since stopped. That booth was ours, that's where we'd always drop. Our bags and jackets, sliding, facing one another, order whatever we felt like from one waitress or another, and just exist together in that quiet space. The last booth by the window was our place. Last booth by the window, where the world couldn't find us. Last booth by the window, where we leave it all behind us for an hour or two before we'd have to go back to real life we know. Last booth by the window. I went back there recently, drove through that old town, stopped in at the diner, looked around, but someone else was sitting in our booth that night, and it didn't feel right. Last booth by the window, where the world couldn't find us. Last booth by the window, where we leave it all behind us for an hour or two before we'd have to go back to real life we know. Maybe every couple has a place like this, somewhere they felt safe enough to just exist, without pretending, without trying to be anything other than we were naturally. Last booth by the window, where the world couldn't find us. Last booth by the window, where we leave it all behind us for an hour or two before we'd have to go back to real life we know. Yeah, last booth by the window. Last booth by the window. The red and blue neon from the sign outside would wash across your face in the middle of the night, while you told me stories about your childhood home, and I'd watch the colors change as you'd go on. Your hands around your coffee cup, your eyes somewhere else, talking about your mother and your father and yourself. And I just listened, didn't need to say a word. The neon reflections painted everything I heard. Neon reflections on your face in shades of blue and red. Neon reflections coloring everything you said about your past and who you were and who you wanted to be. Neon reflections showing me. Sometimes late at night I'll see a neon sign flashing red and blue, and I go back in time to that on your face in shades of blue and red, neon reflection, coloring everything you said about your past and who you were and who you wanted to be. Yeah, neon reflection showing me. Neon reflection. We sat there till the sun came up that August morning, talked about the things we should have said with warning weeks ago before it got this far. And you stood up, putting money on the bar. Said you had to go, you couldn't do this anymore. I nodded, didn't stop you as you headed for the door. Just sat there in that booth, watching through the glass as you walked across the parking lot to where your car was parked at last. I watched you walk away through the window of that diner. I watched you walk away. Couldn't have been finer. Morning that we ended everything we'd known. I just sat there letting you go. I watched you walk away. The waitress came and asked if I wanted more coffee. I said yes and sat there for another hour probably, replaying every word, every choice I'd made that led to watching you walk away. I watched you walk away through the window of that diner. I watched you walk away. Couldn't have been finer. Morning that we ended everything we'd known. I just sat there letting you go. I watched you walk away. Looking back, I should have followed you outside, said the things I couldn't say, at least